competition that connects MBA students with technology leaders in the area. And then he also co-produced the Big Data Summit that would focus on data analytics in an industry. So even though he did leave us for our arrival, we're grateful to have him back here. And with that, I want to pass it over to you, Dave.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. And before we get started, gotta represent. Okay, so just a couple of words about me. I've been working in kind of this intersection of technology, entertainment, and this mobile shift that we've been seeing for probably the last 5 or 6 years. And obviously there's tons of exciting stuff going on. I'm so excited to have this panel because these are folks who have been working with data, with research, really across the entertainment industry in a bunch of different capacities. So what I'm going to do just to kick this off is to ask them both to introduce themselves and to tell you a little bit more about what they're working on right now. I like to run panels like this where you guys get to ask questions throughout. I'm definitely going to stop about halfway through and ask you to ask questions in analog. But as long as this hashtag, if you can go back, just go back for a sec. The hashtag for the event is UCLA Pulse 2016. I'm going to have my phone out and I'm going to monitor the feed. If you have a question or comment and you use that hashtag and I see it, and as long as that question is appropriate, based on video, I will try to slip it into the conversation. As I said, about halfway through, I'll ask you guys to share questions the old-fashioned way. Okay? I think it's going to be a great discussion, and we're going to start on this end and come back towards me. So, James?
Hi, I'm James Masonette. I'm an industry consultant with Teradata. Been there a little over 7 years. What that means from an industry consultant is that I'm on the business side, so I'm the least technical person in Teradata. I work with the film studios. Prior to Teradata, I was with MGM for many years, overseeing operations and distribution in North America. With the Sony merger, I joined Sony, and after Sony, I was with Netflix for some time. So I joined Teradata. What I'm working on now is trying to help organizations and entertainment companies as they're designing their analytical network and framework to understand concepts like analysis on the analysis and how to design coupled and uncoupled and loosely coupled data and why. I know that sounds really technical, but from a business perspective and a view, it really makes sense because in the end, the business users are the ones that really want to leverage that data quickly and advance their organization very quickly.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm very happy to be here. So I'm Ayşe Gül. I'm the head of data science at Hulu. Data science department at Hulu is working on supporting the business investment decisions. So we basically do analysis, build engines, recommendation engines for our business. There are different business divisions like marketing, content acquisition, distribution. We support all of them. It has been quite interesting. I mean, myself, I worked on analytical solution development all my career. So I worked at Amazon, Microsoft, SAS Institute. I was always, my education is on this space as well. It is very amazing that it is kind of picking up more and more. And media especially is quite changing. At this point, like the type of problems that we work on really varies a lot. Like for example, we are deciding or we are supporting which content or which show to buy, and what resonates better with our subscribers, like customers, and what type of options should we give to them. Because one of the things that is happening right now with this on demand is we have like thousands and thousands of shows, and it is really hard for our users really find the ones that resonate. And we kind of use this big data, internal and external, both Hulu data like clickstream data, as well as the social media and other data sources to come up with these recommendations that will help them. For the marketing, like which campaigns to run, what is the most efficient way to let our users to know about our brand, as well as like what is the optimal way to distribute all of this, like all of these products and shows. So,
and basically, as soon as you give the studio heads a number, they do exactly what you tell them to do, right?
Most of the time, yes. Immediately.
Right. Just by, because you covered a lot of stuff there. Just by show of hands, how many of you are already pretty familiar with data and analytics? How many of you have a background in statistics? Okay, all right.
Hi, everybody. David Heron. I'm the head of research at UTA, United Talent Agency. And the area that I sort of focus on is the relationship between social media data and box office. And in particular, we have a product called Preact that we sell to the studios. And it's a form of film tracking where we measure the social conversation for upcoming releases beginning a year before release. And the purpose of that data is to measure the health of the marketing campaign. So if a studio puts out a trailer, we are measuring the response to that trailer, both quantitatively and qualitatively, and providing that feedback back to the studios so they can either stay the course or they can course correct and make adjustments to their marketing campaigns along the way.
So it's good to meet you. Well, yeah, right. My name is Carrie Edelstein. I, like Jay, am an Anderson alum. I graduated in 2002. This is totally taking me back. It's awesome. I own a company called Research Narrative that specializes in market research and data consulting for media and entertainment. We kind of have two different lines of business right now and a third emerging one. The first is traditional market research, and it's everything from like brand strategy to pilot testing to market positioning for different types of media and entertainment products. Everything from like NPR to Discovery to Amazon, Netflix, and some of the new emerging companies. The other side of our business is more doing consulting. It's actually working with companies that don't have what Hulu has, but that are a little bit earlier stage and smaller and are trying to figure out how to use internal data wisely to make decisions, and we'll come in and help them figure out what they have, what decisions they can make using it, and how we might be able to roadmap out of growing an internal team so that they can be self-sustaining. So that's something that we started doing more of in the last couple of years, and that's actually leading to a third emerging line of business, which is training. So that's something that's kind of on our own roadmap for the next couple of years.
That's actually the training. That's a great jumping off point, because one of the things I wanted you guys to talk about before we get into, deep dives into detail is just what are some of the things that folks should know. We've seen this huge shift from traditional consumption of entertainment to stuff that's mediated over the internet. Folks are looking at stuff on their mobile devices and so on, which means a lot more can be known. Can you just share something with this group that you think is important? And to your point about training, can you maybe frame that a little bit so that folks have a better sense of some of the things they need to know before they can take advantage of some of this?
Yeah, I mean, the transfer depends on what your role is, but certainly I'm glad you asked the backgrounds of people, because certainly if you're in that data analytics role, take a statistics class. It's actually still important. And that's actually probably one of the biggest things. I was actually a statistics major undergrad before I came to business school. And I came to business school because I realized the more senior I was getting, the more I needed to be able to translate that